Everybody, welcome inside to a Wednesday episode of Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. Anthony Hartwig with you alongside Scotty, like every Wednesday, and Wednesdays in the winter. We have Gary Althiser, the head coach of the wrestling program at Wellsville, and also our own wrestling guru that comes on with us and talks to us about wrestling every week. We are happy to have episode 4 of Wrestling Wednesday season 4. And here we go. We have a special guest coming to us from Potter Country, not too far from where Gary's at, in East Liverpool. It is Tristan Eckles, representing the East Liverpool Potter Wrestling program, coming on today. Tristan, buddy, thanks for coming on and joining us.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, great to have you here, and we can't wait to talk to you. So first, let's just talk about in general some of the things that are going on this wrestling season. What's going real well for you, and what are some things that are really working well for you so far this season?
I mean, there's a lot of things going good right now. I'm undefeated. I mean, without my coach Shaw, I mean, I've been doing really good. So I got OVACs coming up, and that's about it.
Tristan, your dad was a great wrestler for the Potters. He was a state placer. I believe he's an OVAC champion. Do you have the same goals? Do you want to do, you want to carry on that tradition in your family to just continue to do well and have people, when they see your name, they know that, in Eckles, he's going to bring it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. My dad plays 4th in the state, I'm pretty sure, and I'm trying to go higher than him. He's had 2 OVAC titles, and I do want to get 1. So I still got a lot to improve, and I'm hopefully to get more wins than him. And yeah, I want to get top 3 at states. I do want to be like my dad. So yeah.
Trying to get those dinner table bragging rights, huh? Right?
Yeah.
But really, in all seriousness, talk about what kind of inspiration and help he's been to have on this journey, to have someone that's been through everything you've been through, has been through the grind of a wrestling season. What's it like to have him alongside the journey?
Well, I mean, he pushes me through everything. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am. He encourages me to do like how he did it. Like he's a really great guy. With it, like I said, without him, I wouldn't be as far as I am right now. Yeah, that's about it.
Every good wrestler has a good drilling partner. We talk about this every time we have a wrestler on. I make sure I ask this question. So why don't you tell us who you drill with and what it is that they do to make you a better wrestler?
All right. I drill with Damon Stansberry. He's a really good dude. He weighs 165, but yeah, he's been my drilling partner for a while now. If it's not him, it's Wyatt McEwen. He's also a pretty good wrestler, but I drill with mostly Damon Stansberry. Yeah.
What is it that Damon does? What do you think that he does that you had to learn that made you better? Is he a good takedown? Is he good on top? What is it about Damon that has improved your game?
Damon's physical. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's just rough. He's really technical. He knows he just knows a lot of stuff. And yeah, his top game is really good. And I can't really get up when he's on top of me. I mean, yeah, he's about 40 more pounds than me, but he's good.
I bet 40 pounds kind of helps. Let's talk about kind of growth in wrestling. What kind of ways do you think you've seen yourself grow over the years at East Liverpool, working at the craft like you do?
I mean, I think I grew a lot. I mean, like freshman year, I wasn't like that, but through the years, yeah, I've been with Shaw and Josh Stansberry. I mean, I've improved a lot. There's been a lot of stuff that I need to work on, and I wish I would have done better, but it's my last year, and I still got more to do.
This is another question I ask every wrestler that gets on here. Every wrestler, just about every wrestler, maybe not the heavyweights, cut weight, or they have to
Yeah.
watch reading. They have to work off some sounds. So after you head to your tournament, it's early in the morning, you step on the scale, you made weight. What is your go-to meal after okay, now I can focus on wrestling?
My go-to meal. I mean, this might be bad. I like McDonald's. Um, if it's not McDonald's, it's like Chipotle but yeah, I love McDonald's. So
Chipotle for breakfast. That's a new one, Anthony. We haven't
That's a
had
new
that
one.
one
That
yet.
is.
yeah, I normally have because I think they open at like 10 or something. But yeah, I have someone bring it in for me. I'll like wait or something. I like and then my drink. I like chocolate milk. I mean,
Oh, okay.
chocolate milk's good.
Wait.
Amazing.
Chocolate milk with Mexican food at Chipotle. That doesn't sound like
Yes.
a good mix to me.
It's
Is
not,
it?
but I'm not
After you've
real.
been cutting weight, you don't care.
I
You just
don't
want
know.
something good.
I love it. I also like that he has a Chipotle guy bring him. Like he has his own Chipotle guy. Hey, go get me Chipotle. You know my order.
Yeah,
Bring it
I have it
in.
ready. I have it ready.
What's the McDonald's order if you're getting McDonald's?
Sometimes it's like breakfast, so I'll probably just get might get a McMuffin, maybe some pancakes.
There you go.
That's awesome.
And that's
Breakfast
about
of
it.
champions. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I like to talk about the mental aspect of wrestling because everyone knows the physical aspect and how physical a sport it is, but there's also this big mental weight that's on you because it's just you and your opponent out there in the circle. What are some of the things that you do to get yourself in the right mental zone and to keep yourself mentally locked in during and before a match?
I normally like listen to music, but I've actually stopped that this year. I just I don't know. Before my match, I'm just sitting there warming up, and I try to clear my mind, and I don't worry about who's gonna be my opponent. Like I don't look at the rankings or none of that, and I just go out there to battle. I like any other they're just a normal person. I don't care about the rankings or nothing. So yeah, I try to clear my mind and try not to be so stressed. I mean, everybody's gonna have butterflies, and it's normal. But before I step on the mat, you can't be scared. You got to go out there, wrestle a 6 minute match or not. I mean, but that's what I do. I mean, I just try to clear my mind.
Tristan, I had a question for you, kind of just piggybacking off of what Anthony just asked you a little bit. For you, when you talk about and think about being the best wrestler you could be and realizing your full potential, for you, do you put more of an emphasis on just staying in an ideal weight, or is it more your technique when you are on the mat and your moves and stuff like that? What do you put more of an emphasis on, or is it about equal?
I think it's about equal. I mean, where I'm at right now, my weight, I did want to, yeah, I think it's about equal. I mean, my weight right now is pretty good. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't have much on that. It's about equal.
Dakota Ice in the comments section saying OVAC champ coming soon, so you're getting some love in the comments from the Ice Man.
That's my dog. It's my dog.
Hey, Tristan, at the state tournament last year, I was there and I watched a few of your matches, and you won a couple real close ones at the end. I think there was one of them you got a reversal on back points. I think you were down by 4, and you got 5 points right at the end of the match to win. And I think that bumped you up. It either guaranteed your place or it bumped you up a little bit. You focus a lot on conditioning to make sure you've got gas at the end of the match.
Yeah, throughout my match, just first period, I don't try to I don't go first period. I'm just wrestling. I don't try. I do mostly defense, and I try to save my energy throughout the whole match. And normally by my third period, sometimes if someone's aggressive with me, in the first period, then I just start. That's when I don't know. I start getting tired because then I gotta keep the same pace. But normally I try to keep it slow and then I'll work my way out through the match. I'll feel them out, and then third period, I should be fine.
I know earlier you said you don't really focus on who the opponent is and you try to keep to yourself, but are there any rivals that you have, any guys that you really enjoy wrestling and kind of like it when their name comes across from you?
As of right now, no. The guy that beat me at OVAX, he switched schools, so he's not going to be there. Well, I'm number 3 in the state, so there's 2 guys in front of me, Josh Sheets and Joe Curry. I don't know when I'll see them. I'll probably see them at states, but as of right now, I don't really see anybody that comes in my mind other than that kid at OVAX. So not right now.
So you're getting ready for the OVAC tournament next week. It's a big tournament. It's a 3-day tournament. You got to weigh in 3 different times. You were in the finals last year, and that was another close match. How do you keep yourself mentally in it? And, for 3 days, it's a long grind. That's a big arena that you're in there. There aren't many 3-day tournaments, that you have to wrestle. The state tournament and then maybe 1 or 2 others during the year. How do you keep yourself paced that whole time?
Yeah, the weigh-in it sucks. I mean, I don't even know. I hate it. The first day, I think you get a pound. So
Yeah.
I try to drink. Like I drink like a pound and a half, and I'll eat a little bit of food and stuff. But throughout the day, I mean, I'll just try. I know I can cut the weight and sleep off a pound, so I don't try to worry about it too much. I know I'll get it done. I eat a little bit, drink a little bit, wrestle my match, and then if I have to cut, then I will. But it's not really a problem for me. I've been doing good with my weight this year too, so I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with it this year.
You got the experience behind you, and now you know what to do. It's not so bad.
Yeah.
We have to talk about you in the classroom as well. Student athlete, student comes first in that. So what are some of your favorite classes, favorite things to study at East Liverpool?
Favorite things to study? I mean, I like math. There's a certain point of math I like. And I think math is one of my best subjects. Math, and then I like science. Science is pretty fun. It's not a bad class, and then that's the only 2. I don't care about nothing else.
I love it. Just giving math and science. What are some ways that you've managed growing in time management, trying to juggle being an athlete all the time that you put in for wrestling, but then also getting good grades, being a student, getting in the classroom, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I try to put in like a lot of time and effort for both. I focus on wrestling a lot more, and I need to be focused on my school more. But I don't know.
It's all good.
At least Liverpool, the girls program has grown a lot. You guys are getting more and more girls wrestlers out there, and they're having a lot of success. Are you guys trying to, the boys on the team, are you guys recruiting the girls to come out?
We're trying. We're going around the school. We do go around the school every year before wrestling starts, and we'll ask a lot of girls. We'll ask a lot of guys too. But yeah, we're trying to recruit. From Micaiah winning states, there's been a couple girls that showed out because like they were inspired, and and then we go around. We go ask everybody. People will try out. Some people will quit, but. Yeah, people were like, by the year, I think we're gonna have a girls team by next year, and from 2 years from now.
What's when you're going around the school trying to sell it? What's the selling points? What are you using as a recruiting tool?
We use Micaiah. We use Micaiah Newland. They all know her, so we'll tell them how fun the sport is. Some people will they'll try it out. They'll see like, oh, this is really hard, but some people will stick with it. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, I seen that they recently were runners up at a tournament, and they've been doing well. You got a returning state placer coming back too.
Yeah.
Do you ever drill with the girls?
No, I will wrestle with them, but I don't drill with them. But yeah, they're all tough. I mean, they put up a fight. They don't quit. We got a good girls team. They're going to be really good. Paige, she's really good. She's tough. They're all pretty tough. I mean, they don't back down. So yeah.
I want to talk about your future as well. It's your last year at East Liverpool, which means you got a future ahead of you. What are some future goals? What are some things that you see for yourself after you leave the program?
There's a couple things. I mean, I've a couple. I mean, I still got to finish out this year. I'll still have people, like a couple colleges, come out and email me. But if I don't go to college for wrestling or do something like that, I do want to fight, or I want to do something like that's active. Like I want to. If it was like the military, I was thinking about the military, uh, or like being in the cage fighting. It's just something like that.
Last question for me. You and your old man get on the mat. Who comes out on top?
Uh, we were gonna wrestle when we started, but he hasn't wrestled. He has a hurt knee right now.
No.
I I have more skills than him, but he's as of right now he's stronger. He's bigger. I think I can hit him with something, but he might got me. I don't know. I think I got him though. We'll see.
You're a lot more kind to your dad than most of the guys we get on here, and we ask that question too, because they all say they'll whoop their dad. So at least you're giving him.
I'm just being realistic. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, he's big. I think I can hit him with something. I'll take him down, but I gotta gas him out. I think I got it.
There's it. There you go.
Tristan, man, we want to thank you so much for coming on, but we end these player profiles the same way all the time. We do want to give you the time to take the limelight off yourself a little bit, shine on the people in your life that have gotten you there. So before we let you go, take some time to give out some shout outs and some thank yous to the people that have gotten you to where you are.
All right. I'll do my coaches. Josh Stansberry. Shout out to him. He's been there for a while. I'll do Jeremy Shaw. He's the main coach. Shout out to him. Jeff Wright. I love that dude. My dad, Jason Eckles. I've looked up to him all my life. And then all my friends, Damon Stansberry. I think that's the only Damon Stansberry. I've looked up to Micaiah. Shout out to her. We went through a lot of Paige, and that's mostly it. That's my group that I've been around, and anybody. Yeah, that's mainly it.
Tristan, we want to thank you so much for coming on, talking to us about your year and sharing with us your journey. We thank you so much for your time, and we wish you the best of luck this year. Can't wait to talk again real soon, buddy.
Thank you. Oh, one more shout out. Dakota. I don't know if he's still in here. My fault. Dakota Ice. But thank you.
Thanks, Tristan.
Yep.
You got it, buddy. Tristan Eckles from East Liverpool. Give him a hand. What a great wrestler he is, and what a great season he's having, and we thank him for his time. Gary, I asked you to kind of give your thoughts on the interviews after we get them done. So what were some of the big takeaways from hearing Tristan talk about his journey and what he's going through this year?
He's obviously been around the sport his whole life. It's quite evident that, he's grown up around the sport. He's been on the mats his whole life. I liked a lot of stuff he said about, especially mentally. Said he doesn't look at the rankings. He doesn't look at who he's wrestling, and he's not listening to music anymore. And I'd imagine because, music can make you emotional. It can get you really, really hype up and maybe get you a little bit out of your element. So I really like that he said that. We almost never hear that. It's always the opposite, that there are certain songs, things that people listen to get them pumped up. And sometimes being more even keeled or more level emotionally is better for the sport, because if you get too emotional, you can wear yourself out. You can get exhausted very easy. And that emotional exhaustion will translate to the mat. So he figured a lot of stuff out. You can definitely see that just the way he said he wrestles his matches. He tries to save his energy for the third period. That's obviously worked out for him. He's wrestling a guy that's bigger and stronger than him. So he's got to be, every day he's going to have to bring 100%, because you get a guy that much bigger than you, you're going to get tossed around if you don't come ready to go. So I think that he's just got a lot of experience, and he's doing things that have worked for him and have been successful, and he's focused on those things. He's also learned the things that don't, obviously, because some of these answers were just a lot different than we've heard.
Yeah, I appreciate the honesty. Yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, I'll go get McDonald's.
Exactly.
No shame in it at all. McDonald's, Chipotle, chocolate milk. I love it. I love it. And the more wrestlers we talk to, the more personalities come out, and the more we see the characters of these wrestlers. I love talking to them, and we'll continue to do that every week here on Wrestling Wednesdays. Gary, as we venture into the results, and we know that a lot of teams had the week off because they're preparing for EOWL this week, but there were results to get to, and we'll start with where you were at in Jackson Milton with your team. What were some of the results of Jackson Milton and that weekend down there?
Yes. So we was at the Jackson Milton Invitational. Coach Wiedenthal and the guys at Jackson Milton, they put on a great tournament. Well run. Appreciate that. Salem won the tournament. They won pretty big. They won by almost 100 points. 267 to. It was a good weekend. There were a lot of matches that we in, a lot of mat time, which for a young team like ours was big. And some quality wrestling.
We're cutting out a little bit, Gary. Still there?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. We got you now. Okay.
Yep.
So,
Here.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
okay.
We got you. We got you. A good weekend at Jackson Milton. YSN was also there, so we were able to get a broadcast there. We also released our broadcast schedule for the rest of wrestling season. You can find that at YSN's wrestling Instagram, YSN Live Wrestling. We released our schedule there, so you can find out where we'll be every week as far as wrestling goes. Chris Glucci doing a good job making sure that we get wrestling on the network. We also had Perry send in results from their wrestling. Gary, I think you have those.
Yep. Yeah. The Pirates here. Individual placers, and I hope I pronounced these right. Jimmy Trentinelli was first place at 106. Hunter Klein first at 15. At Cooper, Landon Rusnick spring third. Third at 38. Chris Nizwicki fourth at 65. Chuck Thomas fourth at 90. Fourth at 250 for the Pirates.
Yeah, and Perry, we are so happy to have you aboard because you are a wrestling powerhouse. So that's proven it there. So welcome to the YSN Wrestling family. Maybe we'll get some Pirates on the show before the season ends. We love to talk to some people down there at Perry. But that was kind of it. That's all at least we got reported into. Like we said, a lot of teams were off getting ready for the EOWL this weekend. So we'll transition into previewing that. Gary, what are some big things we're looking for this weekend at the EOWL?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of great teams that are going to be there. I mean, you've got Hubbard, who's on fire right now. Austintown Fidgey's having a great year. Of course, Beaver Local is going to be there and do things that they do. I just don't think it's every year we say this. It's going to be some great wrestling, some of the best wrestlers in the state, and this is one of the best wrestling conferences or leagues that there are in the state. I don't think that there's any difference this season. I expect us to see some great wrestling, and I do believe there's going to be a couple state champs coming out of this league this year. You've got several ranked really, really high. So it's really no different than any other year. I just think that maybe the level of wrestling, the top level wrestlers this year, the amount that there are in this league is what's really stuck out to me. It'll be really interesting to see how some of these matches end up.
Do you think you said the best conference in the state. I mean, it might be one of the best regular season get-togethers in the country in high school wrestling. I mean, you talk about the amount of just state-ranked and state powerhouse teams that are going to be in one place in the regular season, not in the state tournament. there might not be a lot of states that have something like this that go down, every year like we do. So this might be one of the best ones in the entire country.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could be, but the constraints of a league tournament is you can't invite outside teams to come in, so they all have to be members of the league. So you go through ups and downs, every school does, but for this league to be as strong as it is year after year after year, top to bottom, I think is a testament just to the area, Northeast Ohio wrestling, because we hear about these other tournaments and the top level wrestling that you get from around the state and the country, but you can invite those people there. You can cherry pick who comes so that you get good matches. You can't do that in a league tournament. You have to take the teams that are in the league and the wrestlers that they have and the wrestlers that are healthy and on the roster. So for the EOWL to continually do that year after year after year, it just speaks again to this area, the dedication that there is to this sport and the amount of athletes that we have.
I feel like there's also a very big prestige that goes with the EOWL. If you're able to place in it, if you're able to win it. I remember even when I was going to school at South Range, the wrestlers we had when I was in high school in class of 2011, like the EOWL shirts that would be out, these kids were proud that they were able to wrestle in this league, that they were able to succeed in this league. I'm not saying it's as important as a state placing or anything like that, but EOWL is pretty high up there on your goal board when you start a wrestling season of things you want to go. So I think there's a lot of prestige and a lot of desire to go and do well this weekend at Austin Town Fitch.
Oh yeah, and it's it's basically smack dab in the middle of the season, so you're going to test yourself now. You're going to know, where you are as a wrestler and what kind of level you're at, and if you got things to work on, you're going to find out this weekend because the level and the quality of the wrestlers that you're going to see, they're going to show you. You're going to see the things that you're good at and the things that you need to work on. So it's a great measuring stick for coaches and for the wrestlers alike, and you can find out a lot about yourself. And the good thing is you got half a season to work on it.
Chris Colucci will be there for, I believe, the finals of the EOWL at Austin Town Fitch on Saturday. So make sure to tune into that, ysnlive.com/live. Wrestling on the network doesn't get much better than that. Gary, do you have any final thoughts for this episode before we go to a commercial break?
No, it's just hard to believe that we're getting halfway through the season already. We're heading into the second weekend in January. The sectionals come the third or fourth weekend in February, which I believe the last Saturday in February is the 22nd this year. So you're talking, we've only got like 7 weeks to go in the season.
You think about after EOWL, you got the big ones are obviously the league championships that are going to be coming up. And then, the conference ones, and then, you go right into sectionals. Outside of the duels and things in between those, that's pretty much the hallmark. You got EOWL, you got conference, championship meets, and then you got tournaments starting.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's okay, and I got a question for
Go
Gary.
for it, Scotty.
So we had Tristan on earlier. I really enjoyed hearing his answers, and he was to the point, blunt. And one of the things that you guys started discussing was when we asked him about, and he said he doesn't really listen to music anymore. And I just want to know, Gary, when you started talking about it and you said maybe that's a good thing, music could get you too emotional. How did you stay even keel back in your days when you were wrestling? Did it take you a while, or was it something that you very early on you found a way to just not get too high or too low, and that perfect balance?
I think that's something that every wrestler has to go through themselves and figure out on their own. And there are some that don't ever figure it out. You'll see grown men who will come back and tell you about when they wrestled in high school and how they never learned how to relax. They always got worked up, or they'll tell you that they could have done better because they didn't relax or they weren't confident enough in themselves. So it's something that every wrestler has to go through. And I think the best wrestlers have figured it out. And it's different for every person. If Tristan found out that, and I don't know, I'm just guessing that's maybe why, or maybe he just likes to just think about what he's going to do and the music distracts him. It could have nothing to do with his emotions. I was just guessing, but I think it's something that each wrestler has to figure out themselves. I just know for me personally, music is something that would get me pumped up and get me emotional. And when you're overly emotional in this sport, it doesn't work out for you. It almost never does, because that's when you become overly aggressive. You make mistakes and you get out of your mental game plan. It's a lot different than other sports where the high emotion could, lead you to performing better. I just think there's so much of the sport that's mental that anything that takes you out of that is not going to work in your favor. Maybe it does work for some, but I know the more calm that you are and the more loose that you are, overall, the better wrestler that you are.
Gary wants you to put some ballads on the playlist, get some calm and relaxation, some white noise, put some white noise in the headphones.
A nice stream, a nice
Maybe-
waterfall, something.
Maybe some elevator music.
There you go. The closer I am to a nap, the better.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
Yes. Gary, we thank you for coming on every week, and we look forward to another big one next week. We'll obviously recap the EOWL and all the fun stuff that happens over the weekend. If you're not able to go out, once again, Chris Colucci will have the finals from Austin Town Fitch on Saturday. The time is up in the, it's not an exact science on figuring out when the finals are going to start, but we'll have the finals there for Saturday. Chris Colucci will be there at Fitch for that. So check it out at ysnlive.com/live. And we can't wait for it. Then come back next week. We'll hopefully have another live guest. That's what we always try to do on Wrestling Wednesday. And we'll have Gary back, and we'll have episode 5. But until then, we'll take a commercial break. Me and Scotty will come back with the basketball recap of the night and talk more about local sports. So, Gary, once again, thanks for another week, and we will see you again next one.